Just what a game. I mean, final score was 7-2, but it felt a lot closer than that. Great job by our pitching staff. Wiggins came out and gave us some quality innings, threw the ball well. Ryan gave us what we wanted, like 1 out plus an inning. And, Lockhart was, kind of a bullpen day for him. He gave us 1 inning. We got to Kevin. Kevin did a great job, threw right around 39, 40 pitches. And, during all of that, we got just enough hits, got some big hits, hit a couple home runs, and really, really played great defense. And hats off to the players for getting after it today.
Okay, we'll start with Andrew. And Andrew, if you'll keep your questions to 2, and then if we have time, we'll come back.
Yeah, Dave, Colin was just on here with us, and he said that he and the guys really wanted to win this tournament for you. What does it mean when you hear that?
Well, I really appreciate that. I think that they knew that I wanted to win it. And I made sure that they knew that. And we had a little meeting before the game. I called it with the whole team and just talked about how the coaches, I wanted the team to know that the coaches were 100% in to do whatever we needed to do to win this game today, that we were here to win because that's the way they'd been playing for us all year, and didn't want them thinking that we were going to hold back this guy or that guy, saving them for down the road. This was a big, big tournament. We wanted to win it. But for the kids to say that, I appreciate it a lot. University of Arkansas had never won this tournament in baseball. So it's big for the school. And the trophies are going to be there after we're all long gone, and they're going to talk about it one day.
And Wiggins, what were you hoping to get out of him? And do you think that he maybe had a little extra motivation to pitch well today, considering it didn't go so well the last time he faced Tennessee?
I'll answer your second question first. I feel like he was highly motivated to pitch well against Tennessee because he gave up that home run and, it didn't go good. And, it wasn't his fault. Baseball, it happens. But, yeah, he was highly motivated. But what we wanted out of him is exactly what he gave us. We were hoping that he'd give us 3, maybe 4, and that's what he did. And, they put together a couple of good swings with 2 outs and nobody on in the first. They got a double and then a single. And he held him down after that. Had another little inning where, he had to get out of a jam after he got a couple of quick outs. But you got to give Tennessee credit, man. Those guys will fight you at the plate, and they're really good.
Okay, now we go to Matt Jones.
Sometimes when a team gets to the finals, they really have to spend their pitching in Hoover. It didn't feel like you guys really had to tax your pitching staff. How good do you feel from a pitching standpoint going into regionals?
I probably feel about as good as I felt about our pitching staff right now. We did not use him that much. Kevin went twice, but he always does. And, I think he threw a total of 70 pitches the whole week here, and he'll be fine. And, Lyle got a little bullpen in today, a little extra work, and good deal. So I think all the coaches would probably agree that, with having guys come out of the pen like Toll and some of these other guys, it gave us some good innings that we feel as good as we felt all year about where we're at on the mound.
If I have my years right, I think the last conference tournament title for Arkansas was your first year as a GA under Norm in 1985. Just given the fact that Arkansas just hasn't won a lot at the conference tournament, at least, championships, how good does this one feel?
Feels great. I mean, just to win it, and, now we can get over that little conversation about, we've never won it. We don't try to win it. It's a tough tournament, and there's some great teams that come in here, and it usually boils down to having depth in the pitching staff. You got to stay in the winner's bracket. It really helps. And, for the guys to come out after we'd already won the regular season championship and to play like they did here, I mean, it's their makeup, man. It's their DNA. These guys show up and they get after it.
Okay, next is Tom Murphy.
Hey, Dave, I'm wondering if you could comment on Cullen Smith, changing positions in this tournament and hitting 3 home runs, just what he meant for you.
Cullen Smith was amazing this weekend. And I don't know if he made the all tournament team, but he was all tournament to us. I mean, base hits, home runs, played really good defense, had to flip over from his regular position of third base to first and played it great. He just likes to play. And, sometimes we have to calm him down a little bit. He gets so excited, and he got a little bit of football mentality in him. It's tough to play that way every day in the game of baseball. There's just too many games, and I've talked to him about that a little bit. But you got to love the energy he brings, and man, he wanted to win.
Yeah, an interesting pitching decision. You brought Lockhart in for an inning, and then if you could update us, you think Zebulon will be ready for the regional in
Yeah,
Slater?
we won't know on Zeb until tomorrow. They're going to do a little MRI on his bicep and see if what I've been told to see if there's fluid in there. If there's fluid in there, he won't be ready. If there's not, then it's really up to see if he just gets over the pain. He's kind of cramping up is probably the kind of the wording they've given us. That's probably not the technical word for it, obviously, but we should know by tomorrow night.
Okay, now we have Bob Holt.
Hey, Dave, how you doing? Congratulations. Jalen was the MVP. Yeah, I don't know how Cullen didn't get on the tournament. You might want to demand a recount there, but what'd you think of what the week Jalen had with the glove and the bat?
It was just a combo, and I mean, he deserved it. He started a few double plays. He made a couple of diving plays. He fielded balls up the middle. I mean, he looked like a big leaguer this weekend, and then he hit a big home run to stretch that lead. I mean, he got the big hit that when we were losing, and I think that they might have thought we were going to bunt, and they threw him a fastball, and he hammered it to center, right center, and we ended up punching in, 3 runs that inning, and he just had a great tournament.
And I think I heard you say on the SEC network that the kids gave you the game ball. Has anybody ever done that? And I assume they'll have a prominent place in the Van Horn household or maybe your office or what. Has anybody ever done that on another team? And what do you plan to do with the ball?
Well, yeah, I've gotten the teams presented me a ball or two, maybe after maybe 500th win, 700th win, something like that. But not maybe after a conference tournament. I don't know why they gave it to me. Maybe they thought I really win it more than anything, but really I just wanted to play good and fight today. And, like I said earlier, we let them know that we were all in, man. We were going after it, and they did it. So what am I going to do with it? I'll put it in a shelf or something.
Okay, I think we have a follow-up from Andrew Hutchinson.
Dave, was the plan to go with Cops for the final 3 innings all along if you got the lead?
Yes. Yeah, we were going to try to get through the 6 with the guys we pitched, and if we had a chance to win, we were definitely going to bring him in with 9 outs to go.
And it seemed like Tennessee got some good swings off of him. What did you think of his stuff today?
Yeah, I think the first inning he was too amped up, and he left a couple pitches up. The left-handers got a couple of hits on him. The right-handers didn't do much against him, and it's because he left the ball up to those guys. I thought Tennessee did a nice job when we played them over there a few weeks ago. They did as good a job with Kevin as anybody. They fought off a bunch of pitches against him, and so they had seen him a lot more than maybe some of the other teams. But I would say that Kevin's stuff was probably up and down today. But hey, it's still better than a lot of guys when they're as good as they can be.
Okay, now we have Matt Jones.
I felt watching the game that Battle's defensive play in the 4th was maybe a turning point. Did it feel that way on the field?
Well, there were 2 outs at the time. If he didn't make the play, they would have had runners at first and second and 2 outs. But so I don't know. It was a huge play. I think it was just the fact that it was such a great play. Were they going to score? Who knows? So it could have been the turning point in the game. But I think the players just appreciate, man, the guy going headlong, getting the ball in his hand and making a throw to Robert, from the ground. I think it was just ground level. It was a big time play. And I think it just excited everybody. But I mean, it was a big play. I don't know if it was a turning point because we don't know what would have happened after that. But, and you don't want to give those guys any more swings with runners in scoring position. We were already down a run at the time. So it was definitely a huge play in the game.
Okay, now we have Nate Allen.
Well, they've kind of asked about everything I was going to ask, but I was going to ask about the impact of that play. But do you kind of feel maybe rediscovered some pitchers on this trip? Not only Lockhart, but like Noland and some others that now you can count on.
Yeah, Lockhart, I think he's got his confidence back. Nolan, he should have his confidence back. He threw great yesterday, 3 innings. Stuff was nasty. And then, just getting, like Toll coming in, throwing the fastball for a strike, throwing a slider that he can get out of a big jam. I mean, it's big to know that we can count on those guys. We got to get Monk going again. He didn't have a good weekend, but we know how good he is. So we'll try to get him squared away and get him ready for the next weekend.
Okay, and a follow-up from Matt Jones.
I'm sorry, I think you meant me because I got the unmute button. This is Tom Murphy. Dave, you go around with a bullseye on your back basically all year. I can't be easy to win weekend after weekend that way. And now people think you're the number one lock for the NCAA tournament. Just your thoughts on doing it every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think ever since, we were ranked maybe number one, it just seems like the guys, they don't talk about it. We've never talked to them about it. And I've mentioned that. They just go play. And I think everybody's given us a great effort. I mean, you look at our schedule this year, it's ridiculous. I mean, and the number of wins that we have against teams that are ranked in the top 25 it's got to be 20 or more, it seems like. I mean, honestly, it just seems like that's all we play is top 25 teams. And, we handled it. And I really like the way the team reacted today after they won the championship. I mean, they were happy and excited, just like the coaches, but they didn't go crazy. They know we still have work to do. And, there's going to be some good teams that we're going to have to handle if we're going to want to advance because nothing's promised. You got to go take it. And I thought they did a nice job after the ball game.
Now we're going to go to Tom Murphy. I meant Matt Jones.
Getting us mixed up. It felt like Smith gave you Slavin's level production this week in Hoover with the home runs and the extra base hits, the RBIs. Did you feel that way, that he filled Brady's shoes somewhat?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, he drove in runs. He hit 3-hole a couple of games. He hit, down in the order a little bit today against the left-hander, and he did some damage. And I mean, we want to get Brady back, but it was great that some guys picked us up. And Colin definitely did that, and that was great to see.
And our last question will come from Bob Holt.
Hey, Dave, nobody ever confuses me with anybody. It doesn't seem like.
No surprise that you're going to be the last question either, Bob.
What kind of momentum are you guys carrying over? I mean, you've really been doing this all year, so maybe you're not carrying over extra momentum. I don't know. How do you feel about that going to the postseason?
Well, you answered your own question pretty much. I mean, we just feel like things have been pretty normal because we've stayed steady. We're just climbing, staying steady. We haven't gone down in the valley, so to speak. So I think it's the same. It's not like we struggled for 2 weeks and we came here and won. So now we're on this momentum thing. We're just the same team. And that's what I like about this team. They just show up. We'll see what's going on tomorrow and, start getting our feet back underneath us, get some light workouts in and then get ready to play. So just another week.